Greetings, everyone. It is I, Barbara, and today, as I promised, Miniature Monday returns to our friends at Re-Ment with some bonus capsule items, which you'll see toward the end of the video. And this is the Re-Ment set, which is called the Rosine Palace. And here is the box. This is a great set, but it is automatically also a heartbreaking set because it is a set that had the potential to be a lot of fun because, as you can see from the blind box, there is a lot of furniture, but as you can see in the reality, all of that furniture, while elegant looking, as you can see from the comparison to my Me doll's legs, is entirely too small. Let me come over here. Again, you had some really nice pieces. We'll talk about the fireplace. The fireplace just makes me nuts. But there was the potential for some really nice pieces here, and unfortunately, it's just not working. And also, as usual, you do get the opportunity to have some room decorations out of the full box if you buy the whole box, which I did. And I'm going to have to cut this a little bit because, as you can see, tearing it out, I lost a piece here and there. But you would have, I want to keep this rug. I do like this rug, so I'm going to trim the rug down a little bit. So let us begin. I've already said the furniture is entirely too small. So let me just very quickly show you how small. This is supposed to be a chair. I'm not even sure like a Kelly or a Tommy could fit in that chair. This is really 1/12 scale. But on the other hand, you have this lovely set of music which actually goes so far as to give the piece a title, which is Petite Rose, which, if you remember, this is the idea of the Petite Rose is a repetition that happens often, and I'd love to see if anybody was crazy enough to try to play this. In your hand, it's sort of like a large Hallmark card, so I'm not even sure. It's small for sheet music, but it is very nice. Now, what is the instrument that goes along with that sheet music, you might ask? It is this very nice harp, nice from a distance, even nice close up. Nice from a distance wasn't fair. Nice, but these are not strings. This is all one sheet of plastic here. It's not strings. It is obviously not a grown harp, like a full harp. It's a smaller miniature harp. But then again, you do see people playing this at weddings and such, except for the fact that they made the mistake of including the foot pedals, which tell you that, props to them for the detail, but no props that you're trying to pass this off as like full size, and it's not even close. Not even for a child. You also have this footrest, which doesn't, it's almost like a little petite stepping stool for a much larger bookcase. You have the lovely vase, plastic roses, but you could put other kinds of flowers in there. That's not a problem. So this is easily repurposed. It's not terribly off scale. Could have been better. And of course we have the couch, which is like, hello, come on. The very big disappointment for me was this desk. And again, I'm not even sure if Tommy or Kelly could get much use out of it. But for a plastic desk, it does have some playability potential. This does open, if I can get it. Yes. There we go. See, it does have the traditional proper setup, the dividers inside. And these drawers on top open very easily. Fall out, in fact. Very nice. We also have this very easily, and I think this is kind of 1/6 scale, this gorgeous red clock, which I like a lot. And it's beautiful to sit on top of a desk. And as a matter of fact, would make a nice piece to sit. It's perfectly proportioned to sit on the top of that desk, if that desk could actually be proportioned for anything else. So, also supposedly to be on the desk, because this is allegedly the Victorian era, we have this lovely candle with which to write by, which is a little small for her, but then again, if she was just looking at it as a personal light, enchanting. We have 2 books, obviously meant to be crowned. This one does not open, and I didn't need to put stickers on it. This one is open, does not close. And I have no idea if that's actually writing on it. But it's a nice looking prop. You also get a set to write with. So, por ejemplo, you have these specs that you might also see if one was to go to the opera. And those are the right proportion. You have this seal with which one seals a document. Hold that thought, because I'm going to come back. As I said, I have some capsules that are going to work with this. You have this, if you can see, it has red in it. That's what you're actually supposed to take the wax, put it in the spoon, and then pour it onto paper and seal. You have the quill pen and the ink. Well, that was the lid. And this is the ink. That's the right proportion for an inkwell. Also, and I have them sealed in a plastic bag just so I didn't lose them, there are 2 sets of documents. There is an invitation to a masquerade party. Does not have a back. There is the envelope with which you would expect the invitation to fit. It does not. And you have, of course, a rose seal, which I'm not going to use because I like the idea of having the envelopes open. There is a second seal for a second envelope with a bird motif. And an actual letter which has a salutation and a closing and that crown motif toward the top. And again, nothing on the back. Recall, by the way, that the invitation was to a masquerade. Well, I don't know about the rest of the costume, but this isn't terrible. I'm not too far off from what Integrity did recently. So since we're here, there's other accessories. There's this little, obviously not going to work for her, though it does kind of match the dress, not intentional, closed umbrella, which has a matching hat, which neither Kelly nor Tommy nor anybody is going to be able to fit into. There is a hat stand. And the hat fits like so. We'll talk about the other things you see in the background in a little bit. The hat fits like so. There is a fan. And remember I said fans can have two sides. This is the first side. This is the other side. So if you wanted to print and put something on both sides, you could. Good proportion for her hand. Now there is also a pair of shoes, and I can tell right now these shoes are not going to fit anybody. And I think if you were going to try, first of all, you'd have to warm them up. But I did want to see, and I do have here, Poppy's foot. And yeah, not even warming this up. Is this going to get in? So you'd have to have a doll with very tiny feet, very narrow feet, and or you're going to have to warm the plastic up. Now, this is also very, very ladylike. There is the antique version of a perfume with an atomizer. Very nice. A somewhat more modern designed perfume bottle with the lid that popped right off. And this is where it gets fun, ladies and gentlemen. We have a jewelry box with which which very nice. Trinket box, it opens, very nice. You're supposed to put trinkets in it, very nice. Comes with 2 rings. This is the first one in red, and the second one in green. They are clearly way too big for a 1/6 scale female finger. But I did get a volunteer from the gentleman's quarter, Mr. Roger Moore. It's even a little bit, you could see it, it's even a little bit big for him. But then again, I have it on the pinky. I'm afraid it's going to fall. On the finger where one most likely would wear a ring, it is still too big, but at least the other fingers will hold it. So the red and the green rings will work with 1/6 scale male fingers. The thicker the better, so you're actually looking at action figures. There is also, by the way, a tiara. Maybe a Chrissy could wear this. There are some other accoutrements. We have probably, which is going to go the furthest in terms of playability, we have this photo frame, which once again, from the top, you can pop in and pop out any photo you'd like. So this is a nice gold frame. You can lean it up against a wall. It's very nice. You can put any kind of photo in there. That works. We also have a bust. I don't know if that's supposed to be a young Mozart or whomever it is, but As you can see, it's a little small for your standard size bust, but on a desk, it would be perfectly fine. We have 2 goblets that do not come with beverages in them, but as you can see, they would be good for like sherry glasses. If I move the camera down a bit, you'll also see that I have a small, a coffee table with tea and 2 more plates, because as you see behind it, you have the teapot on a silver tray, and you have a tray of petite fours and little cakes. There's a fork for it. The server for the treats is supposed to have a top to it. That top took a walk. I have no idea where it is. Sorry, everybody. My apologies. But it's a nice one, which I have of course blown because I'm missing the top. Damn and oh well. But I also have a lot of those serving trays, so I'm not that terribly upset. Notice it's on what's supposed to be a fireplace. Not loving the fireplace. The perspective, first of all, I think I'm now realizing why I don't like it. Because first of all, I think I have it upside down. Yep. Well, even turning it right side up, I'm still not crazy about it. It could have done, I mean, if they're willing to paint something brown, which they were the desk, they could have painted this brown too, or at least done a little bit of aging or detailing around the trim. This is supposed to be firewood to go in the fireplace, but it's off perspective. It is not quite, the logs are too small for the fireplace. There's really no sense of there being a fire in there. And then next to it is a curio cabinet, which has been displayed as having the goblet glasses in it, and I didn't bother putting the glasses in it. It's cute, but I mean, this is something where you could put it on top of a desk, and then you could put the shelves in and maybe put books in it. Note, it does also have a candelabra, which is nice. A little small. One of the shelves are tricky to do. You have to, first of all, you have to angle the shelf in, coming in from the top, and then sideways down like so. And you could rest the book in there like so, and other books. So if you wanted to do it, as I said, as a table topper, you could do that. So for this Re-Ment set, which again is called the Rosen Palace, it's very pretty. It comes in a longer than usual box. Very long box, but that's because of all the furniture, which is still off scale, as you can see. And this is how they suggest you set this up. It's not terribly hard to do in terms of doing, setting. It's not hard to do in terms of putting together the miniatures and such. And for once I didn't have to do a lot of cutouts. Mostly it's just pictures of other women. I'm not even sure if these are supposed to be historically famous women, or they're just nice looking. A poochie! We quickly get past that because, Delilah gets jealous. Gentleman joins the ranks. Gentleman caller. Perhaps he's the one who wrote the letter. Marry me or else. This one reminds me of Princess Uhura from the Voltron series, Go Lion. There's a flashback. anyone remembers. And then this would be her maid, or the person who took care of her. And as I said, so this is the Rosen Palace. And as I said, I did have bonus capsule collection. This is a set of 5. They come in boxes, and I will show you each box, of course. This is more pen. These are more quills and ink. And this is no surprise, it's a J-Dream capsule. Miniature quill pen set. As I said, there are 5. Ollie, we'll go through the first one. Fulfill your wishes. This is a black box. The stickers are already on the box, by the way. You have a red quill, you have the ink, and you have the quill stand. It fits very loosely in the stand, but I can already tell from here this is a lot closer to the right proportion for 1/6. It's a good proportion for 1/6. And the ink bottle is a smaller bottle, but it too is the right size. And unlike before, it actually says ink on it. And this appears to be blue ink. I don't know if the inks are going to change. So this says, fulfill your dreams. Oh, fulfill your wishes, excuse me. This is a blue box. Fulfill your wishes. Also says fulfill your wishes, J-Dream. This is a blue-gray quill. So this is, at this point, you're basically deciding what goes better with the dioramas. To the graduates of the magic. So I think this sort of has a Harry Potter theme. This is a darker blue pen, darker blue quill, I should say. And this is a much, I was going to say this is a much darker, but then I hold it up to the light and it's not suddenly, so. It's cute. I mean, each box, 2 boxes have the same message, and I think the others have different messages. School that bestows magical power. No surprise here. A brown and a gray and a green gold stand. And the last one is a map, sort of taupe, sort of taupe, sort of lavender, perhaps a mauve, and very strangely, because it doesn't really go with this, the quill is green. So there you go. So, you definitely get, this is a case where if you're going to do the J-Dream capsule, you should probably decide which saying you want, or if you get all 5, you can mix and match. Keep the boxes you want and keep the pens you want. As for the Rosen Palace, the Rosen Palace is a lot harder because we're talking about some really cool accessories and some very badly sized furniture. So this is probably a case where you will do best for yourself and your sanity by choosing to get only the accessories. The teacups, if you don't have them already, or if you want, or if you need, for lack of better words, the refills of the tea drops. Because I mean, these aren't particularly special patterns either. Or if you want to get the yummies, everything else you can you can kind of get elsewhere. The big standouts for me though are the paper accessories, the rings because they fit on a man, and the perfume and the trinket box. Otherwise, even in this case, this is not a set where there's something groundbreaking which they've never done before or that you could pass up. So this is a case where you want to go on eBay or AliExpress or something like that and just get the pieces that you want, and perhaps don't make yourself crazy getting the blind box. Okay? So for me, Barbara, and for Re-Ment, I will see you in my next review, which will be another Re-Ment. It will be another case where we have a room where the accessories are cool, the furniture not so much, and we will talk about that on the next Miniature Monday. I'm also going to try to get something going hopefully soon. It's going to be called Fashion Fridays, and that's where I'm going to talk about fashions that are made specifically for dealers, like Rudy Terrell's K&D fashion, or people like La Boutique, or Munical, or Rimdal, or other companies, and we will see, and you will get a sense of what they do. Also, Facey from eBay, TD Fashion Dolls, and we can start to, and we'll talk about these not limited run designers and how they hold up against the bigger companies like Mattel and Integrity and Measy. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.